From beloved cartoon characters to terrifying movie villains, the world of entertainment has no shortage of famous ghosts. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the most famous ghosts out there. Some are friendly and some are downright scary, but all of them are sure to give you a good scare or a good laugh. So, get ready to meet the most famous ghosts. Number 15, Casper. We couldn't start this list without mentioning Casper, the most famous ghost of all time. This friendly little ghost has been entertaining children for decades with his playful antics and infectious laughter. Whether you remember him from the cartoons of the 90s or the live-action movies, there's no denying that Casper is one of the most iconic ghosts around. And while he may be known for his ghostly form, let's not forget that Casper is actually a friendly reminder that even the unknown can be comforting and kind. So next time you feel a little bit scared or lonely, just think of Casper and know that everything will be all right. Number 14, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is one of the most famous ghosts in the history of cinema. He first appeared in the 1988 film Beetlejuice, where he was brought to life by the late Michael Keaton. Beetlejuice is a strange and unusual ghost who delights in scaring people and wreaking havoc on the living. Despite his somewhat villainous reputation, Beetlejuice is also strangely endearing, and his offbeat sense of humor makes him one of the most memorable characters in movie history. His appearance in the film Beetlejuice was so iconic that it spawned a Broadway musical and 2 sequels. Number 13, Slimer. Next up, we have Slimer, a famous ghost from the Ghostbusters franchise. This goofy green ghost was a fan favorite and a hilarious addition to the Ghostbusters canon. Slimer was known for his love of food, especially donuts, and his ability to cause all sorts of chaos and mayhem. He was always getting into mischief, whether it was making a mess at a party or wreaking havoc in the streets of New York. But despite his troublesome nature, Slimer was still a beloved character and a reminder that even ghosts can have a sense of humor. No. 12. Kayako Saeki. When it comes to famous ghosts, it's hard to forget Kayako Saeki, the terrifying Japanese ghost from the Ju-on series. This vengeful spirit is one of the most famous and frightening ghosts in cinema history. She is known for her haunting appearance, her long black hair, and her pale white face. But what makes Kayako truly terrifying is her backstory. She was a young mother who was brutally murdered along with her baby son, and their home became a cursed location that anyone who enters is doomed to die. Kayako's sad and tragic tale has resonated with audiences around the world, and she remains one of the most famous and unforgettable ghosts in modern horror. Number 11. Sadako Yamamura. Sadako Yamamura is another famous ghost from Japanese horror cinema. She is the central ghost character in the Japanese film Ringu, and is considered to be one of the most terrifying and influential horror movie villains of all time. Sadako is a young girl who was killed in a series of gruesome experiments conducted by her father, and she returns from the dead to seek revenge. Her appearance in the film is both haunting and disturbing, and her sad and tragic backstory adds another layer of horror to the film. Sadako Yamamura is a true icon of Japanese horror and one of the most famous ghosts in cinematic history. Number 10. The Woman in Black. The Woman in Black is a famous ghost from the 2012 British film of the same name. The movie starred Daniel Radcliffe as a young lawyer who is sent to a remote village to settle the estate of a recently deceased client. While there, he encounters the Woman in Black, a mysterious and menacing figure who haunts the town and its inhabitants. As the story unfolds, we learn that the Woman in Black is seeking revenge for the death of her son, and she will stop at nothing to get it. The film was a critical success and helped to establish the Woman in Black as one of the most famous ghosts in modern horror cinema. Number 9. Valak. Valak is a relatively new addition to the world of famous ghosts, but in a short amount of time has become one of the most terrifying and popular characters in the Conjuring universe. This demonic antagonist was introduced in the 2017 film The Nun and also appears in The Conjuring 2. Valak is a demonic nun who possesses the body of a young nun and uses her power to spread evil and suffering. Despite only being featured in 2 films, Valak has already made a huge impact on the horror genre and is sure to remain one of the most famous ghosts for years to come. Number 8. The Babadook. The Babadook is a terrifying and disturbing creature from the 2014 Australian psychological horror film of the same name. This monstrous entity is the manifestation of a widowed mother's repressed grief and guilt over the death of her husband. The Babadook is depicted as a creepy creature with sharp claws and teeth and a dark, ominous presence that haunts the mother and her young son. The film was a critical success and helped to establish the Babadook as one of the most famous ghosts in modern horror cinema. Number 7. Samara Morgan. Samara Morgan is one of the most infamous ghosts in modern horror cinema. She is the central character in the 2002 American remake of The Ring and is portrayed by actress Samara Weaving. Samara is the daughter of a mysterious woman who was killed after discovering a cursed videotape that kills anyone who watches it within 7 days. Samara was sent to live with her father and his new wife, but she soon begins to display strange and disturbing behavior. As the story unfolds, we learn that Samara is seeking revenge on those who wronged her, and she will stop at nothing to get it. Samara's haunting appearance and disturbing backstory have made her one of the most famous and terrifying ghosts in modern horror. Number 6. Cole Sear. Cole Sear is a famous character from the 1999 supernatural drama film The Sixth Sense. He is portrayed by Haley Joel Osment and is one of the most iconic characters in modern cinema. Cole is a young boy who can see and communicate with spirits of the dead. He is initially reluctant to speak about his abilities, but eventually opens up to a child psychologist who is trying to help him cope with his unique gift. Cole's heartbreaking story and haunting dialogue have made him one of the most famous ghosts in modern cinema. Number 5. The Ghosts in the Others. The Others is a 2001 psychological horror film that features a group of famous ghosts. The film stars Nicole Kidman as Grace Stewart, a woman living in a mansion with her 2 photosensitive children. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that the house is haunted by a group of ghosts who are determined to make the residents' lives a living hell. The film was a critical success and helped to establish The Others as one of the most famous ghosts in modern cinema. Number 4. Theodora. Theodora is a character in the 1963 film adaptation of Shirley Jackson's novel The Haunting of Hill House. She is portrayed by actress Claire Bloom and is one of the most memorable characters in horror film history. Theodora is a psychic woman who is hired to investigate the strange and unexplained phenomena happening at Hill House. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that the house is haunted by a malevolent spirit that is preying on the fears and anxieties of its inhabitants. Theodora's unique perspective and psychic abilities allow her to see beyond the physical world and confront the evil that lurks at Hill House. Her bravery and determination make her one of the most famous ghosts in classic cinema. Number 3. Bathsheba Sherman. Bathsheba Sherman is a famous ghost from the horror film The Conjuring. This demonic entity is based on the real-life case of the Perron family, who claimed that their home was haunted by the ghost of Bathsheba. In the film, Bathsheba is portrayed by actress Ranai Cameo and is one of the most terrifying villains in modern horror cinema. Bathsheba is a cruel and sadistic witch who uses her powers to torment the Perron family and their friends. Her presence in the film is both chilling and disturbing, and her backstory adds another layer of horror to the film. Bathsheba Sherman is one of the most famous ghosts in modern horror cinema, and her portrayal in The Conjuring is sure to send shivers down your spine. Number 2. The Poltergeist. The Poltergeist is a famous entity from the 1982 supernatural horror film Poltergeist. This terrifying creature is the source of all the strange and unexplained activity that happens in the film, and is one of the most iconic villains in horror film history. The poltergeist is depicted as a malevolent spirit that feeds on the energy of the living, and it uses the Freeling family home as its hunting ground. The poltergeist's behavior is erratic and unpredictable, and it causes all sorts of chaos and terror for the family. Its appearance in the film is both creepy and unsettling, and its motives are never fully explained. The poltergeist is one of the most famous ghosts in horror film history, and its legacy continues to live on in popular culture. Number 1. The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. The Ghost and Mrs. Muir is a classic romantic ghost story from the 1940s. The film was directed by Joseph L. Mankiewicz and stars Gene Tierney as Lucy Muir, a young widow who moves to a seaside cottage only to find that she is not alone. The cottage is haunted by the ghost of a sailor named Captain Daniel Gregg, who was killed at sea many years before. Despite the initial shock of discovering a ghost in her new home, Lucy soon befriends the captain, and they begin to develop a deep connection. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that the captain is not only a kind and gentle spirit, but he is also in love with Lucy. The film was a critical success and helped to establish The Ghost and Mrs. Muir as one of the most famous ghosts in classic cinema.